Hey, and welcome to FitMit Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode.
Hey friends, and welcome back to the FitMit Fitness podcast. I want to start today with something personal. So I recently got 2 emails that this podcast was selected one of the top 25 nutrition podcasts in Italy by FeedSpot. And the other email was coming from a Million Podcasts, and they have chosen FitMit Fitness podcast, one of the top 100 diet podcasts, top 80 personal trainer podcast, and top 100 athlete nutrition and health podcasts on the web and in the world. And this, I don't tell you this to brag. It's actually the perfect metaphor for today's topic, celebrating small wins and why progress matters more than perfection. So these awards, they didn't happen overnight. I didn't wake up one morning with hundreds of episodes, thousands of downloads, and or a polished system. This have happened because week after week since 2020 May, so it's over 5 years now, I have showed up every single week. And honestly, some episodes got great traction, some didn't. And some episodes I was feeling like that after I pushed the stop button and I stopped recording, I was thinking that, this wasn't now probably not my best episode. And some of them I was like, holy shit, this was amazing. But this is just how the life is. It's not always perfect. You know that, you are, earlier I was thinking that should I publish this? Is this going to be perfect? And then I thought that, it's part of the journey. Because, like some weeks I felt inspired, and other weeks it was just that, I got to do the job because that's something what I promised for myself. And if you are thinking also in your fitness, like for me, recording this podcast episode, it's 7 a.m. Today is Wednesday. I have a podcast promised. Like always, I publish it on Thursday. So it's almost like the last possible moment. But I decided that I committed for something. I keep promises I make to myself. And I don't know if this episode is going to be perfect, but hopefully it's going to help you to change your ideology and what the ways how you are thinking. And because if you think like that, it's all about these small, consistent actions. And those actions have caused this podcast to grow into something worth of noticing. And that's exactly how your health and fitness also works. So if I think like that now, there is a big myth of overnight success. So it's way too often, we believe that change should happen fast. So you're going to lose weight in 2 weeks, transform in 30 days, get abs before summer. But honestly, that is not reality. It's only marketing. And I'm guilty of that too. Like if I make like some kind of 30-day, 8-week challenges, and it's not that, of course, you will notice difference, but it's not that everything is changing within those times, because that is basically marketing and getting people buy into it to try something. And then the idea is to actually that you keep going. And I actually I'm a sport teacher also in a school, and just had a recently conversation with one of my colleague, and who said that he is he's doing every year diet, like a fasting diet, and said that it's he is basically just drinking water and almost barely eating, not eating anything. And he said that this has been working. It works very well. And then, of course, then you have to keep doing, you lose significant amount of weight. And it's only like kind of kickstart for everything. And then, of course, then you keep building those habits, what you are doing, and then you keep going. And then my question to him was like that, how often you are doing this? And he said that it's every year. Like I used to do it like 2 weeks. Now 1 week is more than realistic. Like it's not gonna, I'm not able to do it anymore 2 weeks. And then he said that, that this is something that it works. Like, and then I asked that, what is for you, what it means that it works, that if you have to do it every single year, for me, it's a sign that it didn't actually work. Even you get that quick success in the beginning, but if you have to do and repeat something every single year, it's a sign that something didn't work. And don't get me wrong, I didn't want to like try to change this opinion. We have all different opinions. And my approach is that if you are doing something like this for your health, it's a sign that it's not actually working. And so that, but it's a lot easier to do like for a short period of time, going all in, than trying to actually change something consistently. And I couldn't agree with that. I disagree completely with that approach, is that it's so much easier that when you change like small habits, what you do on daily basis, but they don't feel that you are actually changing something. I give you just a couple examples. What I said, that it's like if you, let's say that you have a breakfast, you eat regular yogurt with berries, maybe some bread, and if you change that, like that, you are looking, you become aware what you are actually doing, and then you notice that, okay, I have this amount of carbs, this amount of protein, and the only change what you are actually doing is to swap your protein from low protein to high protein yogurt, like a Greek yogurt or something. So basically you are not changing anything. You still eat your yogurt, but by swapping your yogurt for different brand, you might get 3 times more protein. So you get 10 grams more protein, simply not adding something more, not taking something away, but just swapping the things you are already eating. And I think that these are those small changes, what doesn't even feel, but when you repeat them day by day, year after year, you start to notice some difference. And these are those changes, or you are having already some habit. Like let's say that in the morning, you are struggling, you don't drink enough water. You add something that before having your coffee in the morning, you actually have a glass of water, and this is already, you get glass of water every single day more, and it doesn't feel like that you have to starve yourself for every single day. And not to mention, if you are doing like this kind of extreme diets for every once in a while, that you see that, oh, now I have gained again that my couple kilos, 5 kilos per year, and now I have to get rid of it. And if you are able to do it, but it gets harder every single year, and now you are then looking something else, that there is something more. As that with these kind of challenges, the only thing what you actually learn is discipline. And it's a funny true story. I have been doing this now 10 years, and I worked with literally over 1,000 people individually, and with the group courses, it's, I don't know, I haven't counting, but a couple thousands. And the one thing what I realized in those patterns, like it's how I changed my approach too. I was in the beginning, I thought that kind of know what you should be doing, and is that it's very simple. And you just give people for some, like, you eat this and that, and obviously you get results, and that is not the rocket science. You if you have a plan, you give a meal plan or foods to eat, and when you are able to do it perfectly, most likely for 90% of people, you are losing if there is nothing underlying issues like thyroid issues or hormonal changes or stuff like that behind. It works. You are getting results. But then when something happens, how you are reacting to them, and that is what I found out, that for the most people, that's the most challenging part. And when you think that this is, and that's how I changed my approach also, because I saw that they might get results in the short term, but in the long term, very few got results. And then I was like that, okay, I have to change something to get people actually buy into it, and that it comes like that. Those ideas are kind of like that. I give you maybe, let's say, 3-4 different strategies, because I don't know anyone. Nobody knows yourself better than you know yourself, and that when my job is not to tell you that you do this is how you do it, and if you can't do it, you just can't. It's your problem. I gave you all the tools, but when I changed my approach, that I offer you, I'm not telling you what is right, what is wrong. It's that have to come from you. But when I started to show people that there is, let's say, 3 different strategies for eating for your emotions, if it's going to be stress eating or eating for boredom or in front of TV, if you notice that pattern from yourself, then there is 3 strategies, and you decide to pick only one. And these are 3 different options. And when you start to implement, okay, this didn't work, this felt okay, but this third one, wow, I'm able to actually do it. And it's not the progress in here. It's not that if you are implementing something new, that you will do it from day one till the rest of your life. The real progress, how it actually goes in real life, is that you are maybe remembering or able to do it 2 times out of 10. And that is actually success. And that is the hardest part for most people, to understand that this is success. This is not success. It's not that if you have a rules like that, let's say that you go for intermittent fasting or keto, you have a clear food rules that either you can't eat before 12 p.m. or a.m. or whatever time you decide, or if you can't eat carbs. And if you are some of those people, like you enjoy eating carbs, but you are thinking that this is actually, I see results, I feel good. Of course, you feel good. If you don't, you are able to resist something. And but if you can't imagine doing it for 5 years from now, let's say that in 5 years, if you are a person who likes to eat breakfast, but you decide that this intermittent fasting, I feel like so much better, it does good for me, but you can't imagine doing it 5 years from now, this is not going to be a solution, honestly. What is going to help you to overcome your issues? You will never, ever have success in the long term following this approach. So all those changes have to be that kind of changes that you are actually able to think that this is something I can imagine to do 5 years from now. And then if you are actually doing them, not perfectly, but consistently, it's only matter of time before you are going to see success. And one of the biggest problems, what I see nowadays, that there is so much information available. So it's knowledge versus application. So, because the truth is that the problem is very rarely is knowledge. So you have heard it all before. Drink water, walk more, sleep 7 to 9 hours, prioritize protein, stay consistent. So you know all these things. And if you see in social media tips like this, or somebody is talking, you are like that, you you swipe for the next video because, you have heard it, you know it already. There is nothing new. And then, maybe somebody else is in a grocery store posting a video that this is a gift, this is a poison. And of course, it makes you very overwhelmed. You don't know who to believe, what is the truth. And it's not that you don't know. There is and if you don't know something, there is nowadays, you can use AI, ChatGPT, all this stuff, and get actually very accurate information, or Google. It's knowledge is not the problem. You can have all the knowledge you want, and it is a lot simpler than most people think. But the real problem is that application, how you are actually doing it, what it actually means. And this is the point where most of the people don't stop. So, and the real question, what I want you to ask from yourself is that, are you treating these reminders like a good student? Like if I'm teacher in a school, like if you, it's a totally different. If you teach something for someone who is 10, 11 years old, they don't have all that knowledge yet. They are listening. They are, not all of them obviously, but most of them, they are listening. They are, if they trust you as a teacher, that you know the things what you are talking, they are listening. Then maybe they are trying. And because good student, good student doesn't roll their eyes and say that, yeah, I've heard this before. A good student is asking a question. Okay, how do I apply this today? And because if I tell you for the 20th time to drink more water, don't turn it out. Ask yourself, am I actually doing it? How am I actually doing it? How much I'm actually drinking water? And if you don't know the answer, why not? So knowledge doesn't change you, action does. And of course, these are all like that. Because there is so many, like I said, that overwhelmed with information. There is so many different approaches, and I'm not saying some approach is working for some people better than other, but for me, what is the most important thing is to pick one person who you trust, who you think that what that guy or women is talking, it kind of makes sense. So and I feel like that there is that connection, that he knows what he's talking, or his approach I like. But if you take one advice from him, next advice from somebody else, and third advice, you have your friend who is telling that this is working, and this kind of approach that you take little pieces from everywhere, it's more often than not, it's the worst strategy you can ever choose, because, you take different kind of approaches. It's same if I think that when I work with my Olympians, and they have maybe they have their own fitness coach, then there is a meet, and there is their teammates or something, is that they follow one workout program or something what takes into consideration everything what you're doing. But if you take one workout you do from this coach, next workout you do from someone else, and third one, you are copying what your teammates are doing. It's not, that doesn't take into account because there is always that bigger picture where you want to get into, and pick one person, trust what that person is saying, and follow, and be like a good student, and act like that you don't know anything. And that is the hardest thing what you can do. So next, what I wanted to talk is a little bit the power of small wins. So this is why small wins are so powerful. So it's not about being perfect. It's about stacking that progress. So I have a few examples. So a client of mine, I just started now this week, 2 days ago, new group courses, and it's always for me it's the best time of the year when you get a chance to work with the new people. They are joining for group classes first time, and you get to know them. And I have to say, I just love it. it's just an amazing feeling, of course, to see old faces who have been with me maybe almost a decade, some of them, but of course to seeing them again, trusting, it feels, I never take it granted, because it's something that it's not just happening, it's so exciting, but especially with these new, because you never know what is going to happen. And one of the best examples is Ingrid. She joined my group courses 8 years ago. No, sorry, 3 years ago. And when she joined, like she told me afterwards, not in the very first session, but she said that she was thinking it many times that should she start, like she was kind of a little bit ashamed. She had a lot of overweight and couldn't barely do anything. And then, there was that thing, like she was kind of comparing, like, can I keep it up with the group? Am I fit enough? Because you are kind of feeling ashamed a little bit of your situation. But she joined, and of course, I found some variations for her level, what she could actually be doing. And, there was not many things like she couldn't follow or do what everybody else was. But one thing, what I always say in the beginning, that I know that most people are doing it, at least at some level, you are comparing yourself with the others, like if it's in social media or if you join for some group workouts, you are looking what the others are doing, and then, you are thinking, it's not for me. But if you learn to compare yourself where you are, and now just a long story short, Ingrid now 3 years after, when she joined, she wasn't able to do like a lot of stuff, like things like going for lunches or walks. Like there was no chance that she could do them like properly, and like not to even think about running or something. And now 3 years after, she has lost over 20 kilos, able to run, not like for marathons, but over 5 minutes without stopping, and her life have changed. She's going to hike several times in a week when she have, or at least once in a week, what was earlier wasn't even possible for her. And now how that life quality is changing. Of course, if I ask her, she's almost always telling that progress, it should be faster. It should be, that there is the frustration. You gain a little bit weight after you are losing it. But the difference is now that she's actually doing it consistently. So it's starting with one decision and one habit for her. At the time, it was just showing up, not trying to be perfect, but showing up 1 or 2 workout sessions. Then over time, she's now coming 2 to 3 times per week, working out, and then changing those nutritional things, trying to drink more water. And it's all about these small wins, thinking like making a little bit better decisions. And that's how you are building that confidence. Another client, Seda, was struggling with yo-yo dieting for years or even for decades. And she didn't break that cycle by finding the perfect diet. She broke it by consistently practicing balance, choosing to enjoy food without guilt, and focusing on what she could do on most days. And actually, that one of the biggest lessons is that how quickly she was when those things happened, that you go overboard, you do something what you know that you shouldn't be doing. And the only difference is that how quickly you are getting back into it. So for some people, it's still like that, you miss one workout or 1 week of workouts or 2 weeks, you have holiday, you are sick. And the only difference is that how quickly you are bouncing back. And that is for me, if I think about my own workouts, I was that person. I was that person who was like doing the perfect workout plan, having 3 times a week strength session, and then following it for a couple of weeks, then something happened. There was a busy week of work, and that my inner voice, like self-talk, what we go with ourselves several times per day, then it's said that now I can't, I don't have time. And now when I think that I still have situation haven't got better, it's actually a lot worse than it was before. But now my self-talk is just that I only simply keep my promises I make to myself. I show up in the gym. I show up in my weight room 2 times per week. If I do one exercise or if I do my full 45-minute workout, it doesn't matter. But I have to show up, and it's not about being perfect. And this approach, I have been doing it now for 4 years, and that have changed everything. There are very few days actually that I still enjoy getting into workout, especially with the weights. If somebody's asking me to play some games, like I'm more like a game guy who hates losing, but I go to play tennis or hockey, you know, those things. I'm always there if I just have a time. But to have a strength workout, I'm very good at trying to talk myself out of it. But when I don't, when I actually just show up, that is when everything changes. And if for some reason there is a week or 2 weeks that I'm not doing it, it has been already a week that I didn't show up. Now it's time to show up. Even I don't feel 100%, but then I do mobility or whatever I can. It's just the power of actually showing up, because those small wins, they add up they become your new normal. And when you zoom out, they are those habits that and wins that they create that transformation. So how you can then apply this right now? So here is my challenge for you this week. So what's one small win you can commit to do? Maybe it's adding 1,000 steps a day. Maybe it's having protein at breakfast. Maybe it's going to bed 15 minutes earlier. Don't try to do everything perfectly. Be a good student, pick one thing, apply it, and see what happens, because progress always beats perfection. So these are just quick reminders. And to wrap this up, you have to remember, you don't get awards, results, or transformations by being perfect. You get them by being consistent with small wins. And that's what makes progress sustainable. I'm genuinely thankful to all of you listening right now. Without you, there wouldn't be FitMit Turo Fitness Podcast, and these all awards, FeedSpot, Millionaire Podcasts awards, they aren't just mine, they are ours. And if this episode resonates with you, I would love it from you, and share it with a friend or tag me in Instagram at personal trainer _Turo with your own small win this week. And I'm so grateful for you listening here. I don't know if this was the perfect episode or not, but honestly, I don't even care. I'm proud of myself that I hit the record button and did this episode, because that's the promise what I make. Publish at least one episode per week. Next week, we have an amazing guest, Dr. Heather, and I'm already excited to share that episode with you next week. But until then, thank you so much for listening, and especially big thank you for those who have left 5-star reviews. They are helping so much with more people finding this podcast. So thank you for listening, and talk to you soon.
Hold up, friend. Do you love FitMit Turo Fitness Podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And you know if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.